Cinderella, a magical fairy tale. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village, lived a kind-hearted girl named Cinderella. She had a loving father, but after he passed away, she was left with her cruel stepmother and two selfish stepsisters, Anastasia and Drizella. They treated Cinderella like a servant, making her do all the household chores while they enjoyed a life of comfort. Despite their cruelty, Cinderella remained hopeful and kind, dreaming of a better life beyond her small home. One day, the king announced a grand royal ball, inviting all the young maidens in the kingdom, as the prince was searching for a bride. Cinderella's stepsisters were overjoyed, selecting the finest dresses and accessories, while Cinderella wished she could go too. When she asked, her stepmother laughed coldly, forbidding her from attending and tearing apart her dress to ensure she couldn't go. Heartbroken, Cinderella ran to the garden, tears rolling down her cheeks. Just then, a brilliant light appeared, revealing her fairy godmother. "You shall go to the ball, my dear," she declared. With a wave of her wand, Sparkles a pumpkin became a golden carriage. Sparkles mice transformed into horses. Sparkles Cinderella's rags turned into a dazzling gown. Sparkles glass slippers appeared on her feet. Cinderella was amazed. "Thank you," she cried. "But remember, the magic wears off at midnight," warned the fairy. Cinderella promised and hurried to the palace. At the royal ball, all eyes were on Cinderella. The prince was enchanted and asked her to dance. They laughed, talked, and twirled across the ballroom, feeling an instant connection. But as the clock struck midnight, Cinderella remembered the warning. "I must go," she gasped, dashing out of the palace. One of her glass slippers slipped off, but she had no time to retrieve it. The prince found the slipper and vowed to find the mysterious girl. The next day, the prince searched the kingdom, visiting every home. When he arrived at Cinderella's house, her stepsisters desperately tried to squeeze their feet into the slipper, but it did not fit. Then, Cinderella stepped forward. The glass slipper fit perfectly. The prince smiled and took her hand. "Will you come with me?" he asked. Cinderella happily agreed, leaving behind her cruel past. Cinderella married the prince, becoming a beloved princess. She forgave her stepmother and stepsisters, proving that kindness and hope always triumph over cruelty. And so, Cinderella and the prince lived happily ever after. Sparkling Heart, the end.